Fraction word problems are hard. Really? I'll leave it up to you to judge with this PSLE Math 2024 question. Here's the math word problem. Devi, Eric and Hazik had a total of $1,560 at first. Let's try to draw a bar model to represent what we know, alright? What do we know? We know that Devi, Eric and Hazik had a sum of money. How much did each of them have? We don't know. What we do know is the total amount of money that they had. How much did they have? Yes, $1,560. Devi and Eric donated the same amount of money. Let's use this clue to start drawing the bar model. Since Devi and Eric donated the same amount of money, let's draw 2 bars for each of them and make sure that they're equally long. How much did Hazik donate? We are given that Hazik donated 3 times as much money as Eric. How can we draw the bar that represents the amount of money that Hazik donated? Did Hazik donate more money or less money than Eric? If you said Hazik donated more money than Eric, you're on the right track. Let's draw a longer bar to represent the amount of money Hazik donated. Since he donated 3 times of what Eric donated, let's draw 3 times of this 1 unit, 3 units to represent that. So far so good? Now that we're done comparing the amount of money that each of them donated with respect to one another, we're looking to look at how much each of them had in the next part. We're given that Devi donated 1/4 of her money, Hazik donated 2/5 of his money and Eric donated 2/7 of his money. Oh dear, that sounds pretty confusing. So many fractions. Stay with me, alright? We'll get through this together step by step. Devi donated 1/4 of her money. What does the fraction 1/4 tell us? This tells us that Devi donated 1 part out of 4 equal parts of her total amount of money. Let's draw another 3 of these parts. Devi donated 1 part out of 4 parts. Great! Next, we know that Hazik donated 2/5 of his money. What does this fraction tells us? This tells us that he donated 2 parts out of 5 equal parts of his total amount of money. Oh no! How can these represent 2 parts? Let's fix this by cutting this into half. When we do that, we'll need to make the rest of the parts the same size as well. Let's divide each of these parts into 2 smaller units. Now that we have 6 units representing 2 parts, we can tell that 1 part is represented by 3 units. How many units do 5 parts represent then? Yes, 5 times 3 is 15. We already have 6 units here, so let's draw another 9 more units to make the total 15. Is everyone still following along? Type "good" in the comments below if you are. Finally, let's look at how much of his money Eric donated. Eric donated 2/7 of his money. By now, you should know that this is the same as saying that Eric donated 2 parts out of 7 equal parts of his total amount of money. Since we already have 2 units here, we can draw another 5 more units to make it a total of 7. Alright everyone, we're done with the hard part. Now that we've drawn the model for this question, let's look at what we need to solve. Who had the most money and who had the least? Let's compare the total number of units that each of them had. From the model, we can tell that Hazik had the most money and Eric had the least. That should be quite easy. Ready to move on to the second part? How much did Hazik donate? Can you tell how many units represent the amount of money that Hazik donated? If you said 6 units, you're right. From the model, we can tell that 8 plus 7 plus 15, 30 units represent $1,560. First, let's find the value of 1 unit by dividing $1,560 by 30. Did you get $52? Then, let's multiply this by 6 to get the value of 6 units. This gives us an answer of $312. Hit the like button if you got that.